guess what do you feel like is maybe the difference maker against Northwestern to get that first Big Ten win?
I just think we've been playing better every match, and that's what you aim for. Obviously, keep improving on your strengths and your weaknesses, obviously. And I just felt like we strung together more points. The first set made too many errors, and I think just some randomness kind of fell their way. But those last three sets, pretty indicative of how we were trending, and it was good to see us come out with a win.
I guess to string more points together, did you see something that helps you that?
We just talked about making sure we were assertive back there, and there's a whole management that goes with the game too. But we just talked about kind of just being in an attack mode a little bit more, fight mode, and that means something different each player. But they really have to just keep with that mindset where none of these teams we're playing are backing down, and no one's going to give you an inch. So how are you going to take it when you're able to, and how are you going to be able to hit good serves when it matters? How are you going to be able to take a big swing when it matters? And I felt like we did a lot of that, and our defense stepped up. It's been getting better each match, so we're going to need that continuing and moving forward.
Okay, so Michigan up first of the Michigans. What's Erin done in her second season to kind of focus? She already has almost twice as many wins. I mean, the schedule probably helps a little bit.
Yeah. I think it's another year under the belt, and they were beat up last year too. They had a lot of injuries last year, so we know what that's been like. And when you're healthy, every team's dangerous, and so they've been healthy. They've got someone at every attacking point that can hurt you, and they've got some really aggressive serving. And so, like most teams, it comes down to execution, and they've been executing really well. And so we got to kind of do some stuff to disrupt them. They got one of the top servers in the conference, so a lot of it's going to be about trying to shut her down, or at least contain her a little bit, and from the passing perspective and getting swings on the ball. And so a lot of volleyball isn't this pretty thing that happens. A lot of it's pretty ugly, but it goes back to that management game that we need to be able to be really effective with. So I felt in the first week we gave over a lot of free balls, a lot of easy ones. This last weekend, even against Nebraska, I felt that we are much more into giving them something a little bit harder to return fire, and kind of made that game a little bit more where we kind of call it, we like to bring teams in mud with us, so as much as we can. And so that's always the game plan. But with Michigan, they're doing a nice job, and they had a nice first couple weekends too. Get a good matchup here on Friday.
It's just under halfway through your schedule now. How do you see the team where you would have liked it to be beginning of the season?
Yeah, every season is different. You never know where it quite takes you, and so we knew we had some more depth this year, which is good, which we've needed. That's showing up now. Lily's done a great job filling in for Caroline. And the team's just every match she gets better, and we still look at how can we improve a rotation here or there. How do we get a better service? How do we upgrade our defense every single match? And so each match, again, it's about the progression and how you respond, and everything's a little bit different. Once you step into the Big Ten, and we were just talking about it the other day as a staff, it's preseasons or pre-conference, it can be different because you see a whole bunch of different systems. Now you kind of see a little bit more similar system, but everyone's bigger, faster, stronger, and you got to deal with having better execution. So obviously you got to follow game plans and stuff like that, but a lot of it's about making great reads and making great plays.
I guess with this high-risk, high-reward service approach that you take this season, how much of that comes down to luck, just with the toss and everything?
Again, it becomes a management game. So if you're talking about a jump server with Brooke, that's more of a management thing, because you're pretty much tossing yourself a set from 30 feet that you got to hit pretty hard over the net, right? So the margin for error is fairly small. But again, if you were just lob balls in there and just I'm just going to get it in, it's every team's going to score on you, at 80% plus. So it's just one of those things. And you look across the conference, I think we were one of the first ones to do it back in 2017, 2018. And now it's kind of just an acceptable thing that everyone's doing. So you look across the board, you see a lot of numbers, error numbers are higher, but you also see a lot of play that's kind of off the net, out of system. And so I think that's just the way the game's moving right now.
Yes. This next stretch of Big Ten play, not that it will be easy because none of it is, but is this a time where you need to make some necessary hay?
Of course. I mean, every match is important, right? And you're never out of it until you're out of it. So I think that's the thing. That's the beauty of the conference. Even though we're sitting at 1-3, I mean, your three teams are sitting in the top 25. Two of them, near the top 10. But that's the matchup you get. I talked to a couple of the West Coast schools the other day, and they're like, man, Big Ten's no joke. I said, yeah, you're right. You know, there's no rest on the schedule, and that's the tough part of it. That's what I just talked about with our team after this. You know, you have a grueling match on Sunday. You get 1 day to recover. Your recovery day is going to class, and then you show up on Tuesday. We get tomorrow to kind of grind it out. You're back at traveling on Thursday, and so it's really, to me that's always been the toughest part of the conference. And you know, the returners are used to it, the newcomers are getting used to it, and you just got to keep the management game up, but you got to keep working on stuff and try to pinpoint where you can pick up. Really, it's about picking up 2 or 3 points. And if you can pick up those 2 or 3, you put yourself in a good position to win a lot of sets.
I mean, you've done Friday, Saturday already. This is a non-conference, but just what's the difference where you got to hop on a bus from Ann Arbor to East Lansing in between?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's not too far between. It's, you know, a lot of it's again about how you kind of respond the next night, and that's where, you know, again, we're talking with the team today about you're never going to feel this 100% feel when you're out there as if you just came off of a summer break or whatever. But it's really just about mentally staying with it and staying with the grind. And we always talk about that grind has to polish you, can't wear you down. So we're going through it. Every team's going through it. You know, it's I tell the team all the time, if it were easy, everyone would just do it. It's not, and we got to accept the challenges that come to us. And I think we're doing a nice job right now.
Lily, North Carolina, any update on Carolina's status?
Yeah, it's still out. Lily's doing great, and we'll just keep going 1 day at a time. So when we get players back is when we start to mix them back in. But for right now, the lineup is what it is, and we've been doing well with it.
And Lily played a lot for you last year.
Yeah.
I mean, how much is there still maybe room for her to go? She's only a sophomore.
A ton, yeah. You know, the experience she got last year, I think, is invaluable. And this year the difference is she's playing a lot of right back, and that's a different scenario altogether. And so a lot of it's just about getting comfortability. And again, there's always comfortability in practice, and there's comfortability in games when someone's coming at you that's different than what we see every day. And so a lot of teams like to attack that zone over there. And she reminds me a lot of Taylor Cooper. We had Taylor here. She played right back for a bit, where Tay was really fast, and she's really good about running on tips. Lily the same, but she's just getting more comfortable with it every day. And I like what I'm seeing from her there right back. Good. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.